Hi-de-ho, Stampers, Deb Valder here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how to do another Christmas card, but on the inside of this Christmas card we have a huge wow. On the outside of it, it's very simple, very basic, very plain, but when you open it up, we have a 3D card, and they are so super simple to make. This little tree right here is actually cut from some cards that I had done earlier on, and I always take out the extras from the inside here so that I don't waste paper, and this is what I cut out. I promised you that I would show you what I did with it, and I actually cut out some trees. So this is just a freestanding tree. It is a super simple card. Don't stop the video here. Keep it going because I'm going to tell you, you're going to see how easy it is. I also did one a while ago, and I used just black paper, and on the inside of this one, I have my freestanding butterflies, you see? And this one, I actually put the twine from the top to the bottom so that it's stationary. So I can show you this one just a little bit better. But again, with my pop-out window card, and just super simple. So let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that these dimensions and everything that I've used on the front of this card, because it's so easy, are going to be on my blog. I'll give you all the measurements. I'll give you all of the product that I used. What I'm concerned with this card is, or what I'm focusing on, is how to do this actual window sheet. So all of these measurements, all of the pieces that I used will all be on my blog. So hop on over to that. So let's just get started. I started out with a full sheet of cardstock. Now, I'm going to show you on this cherry cobbler piece because I think it's a little bit easier to see the lines, okay? So you're going to start out with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and you need our Stampin' Up! Trimmer. It is one of the best ones on the market, or I should say it is the best one on the market, and it just works so much easier than all the other ones that I've ever used. So what you're going to do, very, very, very simple, is to take this cardstock and use your scoring blade, not the cutting blade. The scoring blade is the lighter one. You're going to take and you're going to just score it in half. So that's at 5.5. So I have my blade over here at, or my cardstock is on the 5.5 inch mark. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to score it there. Now what I need to do is I need to score it in half the long way. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it on 4.25. Again, all of these measurements are going to be on my blog, okay? So I'm going to take the scoring blade again, and I'm just going to score from top to bottom. So now basically what we have is a score mark all the way down and all the way across right in the middle. So far, so good, very easy. Now what I need to do is I need to add 2 more score marks on the same side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this in. I'm going to go over to the 2.5 inch mark, and I'm going to score down to this original line. Okay, so all of my score marks except for one in the middle is going to be on this half of the card. So I'm just scoring here. Now I need to score it evenly on the other side. So I'm going to take and flip this over, and I'm going to go to the 2.5. I'm going to start at this center mark right here. Sorry, this center mark right here. And then I'm going to, let me see if I can widen this out. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go from this center mark right here all the way up. So just stopping it right here. And you are done with the scoring marks. Now what I need to do is I need to take this and I need to cut between, I have a score mark here, I have my center line here, and I have a score mark here. So what I need to do is I need to cut between this score mark, go over the center line, and keep cutting until I get to that one, so that there's a hole right here in the middle. So I'm going to do that for you. Now there's a couple of ways that you can do it. If you're having a hard time finding these 2 score marks, if you go down to the 2.5 inch mark, and let me just see if I can find a scrap piece of paper. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to see the numbers. Okay? And if you're doing this and you can't see it, you can actually do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is this time I'm going to take my cutter, which is the darker one, and I'm going to go from the 2.5 inch mark, okay, down to the 6 inch mark. If you can see your score marks, make sure you're at 5.5. If you can see your score marks, what you're going to do is you're going to start at the 2.5 and you're going to go all the way down to the 6 inch mark and stop. So basically what you have is just this little hole right here between these 2 score marks. Okay, are you with me so far? It's pretty easy. That's all you have to do for the card. Seriously. Alrighty, so we're going to put this away. I'm going to go back to my Night of Navy card. And the next thing that I need to do is I need to cut this square hole in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I took my square, you can use ovals, you can use circles, you can use any design you want, but I decided to do the square one for you because it is a window card, and it's just a little bit easier to show you on this one. So I took this one right here, it's the fourth one in from the outside. I took the fourth one and I placed it so that it was centered between this mark and this mark. These are, remember, these are our two. It goes in 2.5, 2.5. Now you want it to be centered, okay? Now you're going to take your magnetic platform, and for those of you that are watching my blog or my video from November 24th to December 2nd, we have this super deal on these magnetic platforms. They are on sale right now. They're 40% off. Absolutely a great deal. As long as you're saving all that money, you might want to buy yourself a couple of new plates because they work the best when they're nice and flat on this magnetic platform. Okay, so hop on over to my blog and purchase that. So what you're going to do is, obviously this is not going to run through your Big Shot, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take this, you're going to lay it between these two pieces right here, between this one and this one. And like I said, you're going to have them nice and even. And then what you have to do is you have to fold this piece of paper over. So we're going to take and we're going to fold it over, and then I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. The reason you have to do that is because you don't want this piece cut. This is the back of our card, and you don't want a hole in the back of your card. So after you've done that, this is what it looks like. You're going to now take and start to decorate. So with this, you're going to take and we have to add our center pieces. Okay, so now when I do that, I first have to fold it, okay? I'm going to go back to my cherry cobbler piece because this one hasn't been folded yet, and I want to show you how we do that. Remember, we have all these folds right here. So these right here are going to go in. So I'm just going to kind of start them a little bit, you know, down here at the bottom, because you don't want to bend anything up in this area up here. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to bend this one in, and this one I'm going to actually pop out, just like this. All right, so now we have it all started. That's all you need to do is to get it started. You're going to fold this in half, just like that. Using your bone folder is probably the best thing you could ever do. Okay, so you're going to bone fold these two pieces right here, and then you're going to take and you're going to just, see how this, there's a mountain in the middle and then there's your two valley folds? You're just going to take and you're going to squish it up and you're going to bone fold it. All right? So that's what it looks like, and then we're gonna cut our square out. Excuse me. We're gonna cut our square out of the middle. Okay. So now what we need to do is to make the inside of the card, and I punched out 4 trees from our tree punch. That one I did with our silver foil paper, but this one I'm going to do with our matching designer series paper. So to maximize it, I cut this at 2.5, and I just cut my trees the opposite way, and that way there I'm not wasting any of the designer series paper. So I cut out 4 of those, and I took my mat and I started gluing them. But before I did, I needed to take my, again, my trimmer, my Stampin' Trimmer, and I think it's easier to do this than trying to freehand it. But what I do is I take the scoring blade and then just score. I actually start in the middle and I go up and then I go down. And the reason I do that is so that I don't like scrunch the top of that tree. So if you start in the middle, it works out really good. And then it folds even better. So it takes just a little bit more time, but in the long run, you're actually saving time. And then what you're going to do is just fold these so that the right side is in. On this one, there is a right side and a wrong side, so that's very important. And then open it up and put your adhesive from top to bottom. And that's very, very important, and that's why using your little silicone mat here is a really important thing, because you can get it close to the edges. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure you do get it as close as possible. So I've put 3 of them together already, and now what I need to do is to put my twine or whatever you're going to hang it with. So I'm going to take some of our matching silver twine and just take and cut a piece of this and use that for my inside. Now you can use a bigger piece if you want to start with, and I like to do that just so that I have some extra play. You're going to leave that right there in the middle like that. There is adhesive. I'm going to actually put adhesive on these 2 also, especially right in the middle, because we want that twine to stay there. And just lay it right there in the middle. So this is what I have. I have 1, 2, 3, and then this is my 4th one, and I'm just going to take that and lay it in the middle. Just get them nice and even. Okay, your twine wants to be right here in the center of this tree, and I'm going to lay that down there, and that one wants to be in the center of the tree here. Okay, so now I have all of my little pieces, and they just kind of fold out to make a nice little tree. Can you see that? Nice little tree. Now what I need to do is take this back again. Remember, this is where we left off. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take and I'm going to lay this in here just like this. So it's going to go like this. I'm going to lay it in here so that my twine is actually in between these two, right along the center notch right here. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my regular tape. This is just regular Scotch tape, 3M tape, whatever, and I'm going to just tape them right here. You will never see this in the middle. You will never see this tape. You want to tape it really nice and taut, tight, 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 okay? Just like this, and now we have this freestanding Christmas tree. You can make it go up as high or as low as you want. Alrighty, I think I might just pull it down just a little bit. There we go. And then adhere that a little bit tighter. Trim off these little pieces right here, the top and the bottom. All right. Now we're never going to see the inside of this. We're never going to see the inside of this. So it doesn't matter what that looks like. Now what I have when I open it up is this little tree just like this. Okay, isn't that adorable? Now, one last thing, you're going to decorate the inside. You're going to heat emboss the inside, just like this. Let me just show you. Remember, this one's freestanding because I only had the ribbon going to the top of it. This one is just like my butterfly one, where I did adhere it to the bottom also. And then, the last thing that you're going to do for this right here is I'm going to take my fast fuse, because I really want it to stay together, and not that it wouldn't stay together with your snail, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put my fast fuse here and here. You don't want to put it in the middle, because if you put it in the middle right here, what's going to happen is you're going to glue this thing shut, and you don't want to do that. You want the middle part to pop out. So I'm literally just taking and putting it on these sides right here. All right, and then when you go to close it, let's just make sure it's nice and even. Okay, because once you get this fast fuse down, you are not going to get it back up again. So there's that side and this side. And now what you have is your card that opens and closes just like this. And like I said, this one is just like the butterfly one, where I adhered it to the top or the bottom. So let me just show you the completed project again. It is absolutely a fun and very easy project to do. And people always ask, well, doesn't it get squished in the mail? It pops right back up, just like that. And then they have a card that they can literally sit out on their end table for the rest of the holiday and just enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. So, like I said, hop on over to my blog to get all the measurements for all the decorated pieces, and I hope you have a great day. Get those Christmas cards done. The time is almost up. Have a great day.